All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Basically going to be showing you guys how I edit my photos on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. This is nothing professional. It's just something that you can use for Instagram and just making your photos look a little bit better. All right, guys, so we're gonna get into today's photo, and this was actually shot by my friend Nate. He actually has a iPhone 13 Pro Max, I believe, so the quality is actually really good. However, this photo looks completely like washed, so it's like all basically like one gray color, but we'll fix that. Also, there is like things like this on the ground that I really don't like, and basically when I look at this photo, I kind of think, okay, what is something that I want to take out? And I immediately see this huge lamp with the camera here sticking out of my car, as well as these cones in the back. I really don't like that. It just looks too busy on one side. So basically what I use is Lightroom. You can download it at the App Store, and there's so many different features. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you have a mask tool, healing tool, crop. So what I like to do is kind of center the photo. So I'll just make sure that the distance between each side is even. And you don't have to do this. This is just something that like I kind of like to do. That's good. Before I usually edit any of the saturation and all that stuff, I like to get rid of imperfections. So one big imperfection that I see is right here. Whatever this is and that, I'm gonna take care of that. So you go down to your healing tool, and you can pretty much make it any size you want, and you just select where to put the mask tool, and then I'll put one up here, and that pretty much takes care of that issue. So now there's nothing on the ground that's kind of taking your eye off of your subject, whether it be a car or whatever it is. There are some lighter spots in here. Actually, the car seat in here is peeking through. So what I want to do is take my healing tool again and kind of just shade in the area there and basically take that away. So now when I'm looking at the car, it's pretty much the same tone inside. And I'm actually going to go down here and do this area as well, because I don't really like how that looks. All right, so I'm going to take this healing brush and basically just kind of replicate the floor of the parking garage, and there you go, disappears. Okay, next thing I want to tackle are these cones on the right side of the car. So when you have something like this, a lot of people get discouraged because it's like, okay, like how do I take that away without messing with the actual photo? So what I'll do is I'm going to zoom in. We're going to again select the healing tool. I'm going to kind of get a little bit smaller, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to just go over this pylon here, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab from whatever's up here, and notice how it does kind of make it disappear. It is a little bit darker, so I'm going to go back in and fix that, but for right now you're just going to go in and take all of these out. And again, you want to match where it is. See, I already messed up. So what I'll do is I'm going to discard this right here because this looks really dark. So perfect example, you can just trash that. Kind of just go here with it, kind of in a straight line, so that way you can actually get, and it doesn't have to be perfect the first time, as you can go over it as many times as you need to. So I'm going to go on this side now and just take care of this. Just kind of do this, and we kind of want to get the same tone. I know it is going to be kind of difficult for some people to do, but as long as you just stick with it, have patience, use the brushes, you can actually get something that looks pretty good. Again, you just have to keep working at it. Eventually you can get to where you need to be. Sometimes you gotta move some things around. From afar it does look a little sloppy, but yeah, we're gonna go in here, kind of cover up that part there. Oops. Let's go back. And there we go. Take that. And one more time to blend everything in. All right, so now if you zoom back, it kind of pretty much emulates that there's nothing there. So that's kind of the look I'm getting for. Again, it's not perfect, it's not professional, whatever, but this is just something on the fly that you guys can do to your photos to help maintain the focus of your subject. I'm not a professional by any means, so don't take this as like a, you know, this is how you do it. This is just a way of doing it. All right, so I noticed there's like a little thing here bothering me. Kind of want to get rid of. Go ahead and take care of that. Looks a little better. Okay, here is the fun part. So now you have this huge lamp in the back and you're saying like, how do I get rid of that? The structure is kind of big, and you know, like how do you attack this specific structure? So what I like to do is start at the very top. All right, so you're gonna wanna highlight your subject at the top here. And I'm basically just gonna take from over here, so that way it kind of looks like clouds are there. And you can see the top is pretty much gone. I'm gonna go down to the lower area here. Again, keeping straight. You kind of wanna get the same theme throughout the whole level, so that way it looks even. And then again, I'm gonna keep just basically coming down here and kind of just blending it in as I go. So I'm not doing a whole lot of area, but at the same time, I'm doing enough to where, you know, you can mask it. So I'll go here and then I'll kind of do something like that. And then just keep going down here. And there we go. And the last part, zoom in here because it's getting close to the car, and can actually go in a little closer, and there you go. So as you can see, we've eliminated the stuff on the ground, the pylons in the right corner, and now we don't have any lamp that's in the way, and we have a clear sky. So now we could start with the actual tones and colors of the picture. So what I like to do first is come over to your light tab. So click on the light and you have all of these tabs here. So what I like to do is in my photos is I kind of like to make them a little bit darker just because it adds a little bit more depth to the picture. But you guys can do whatever you want. Exposure kind of just brings more light into the photo. Contrast kind of darkens it, like I said. But even before that, I kind of want to straighten this out. So I'm going to hit crop real quick and just kind of just level this picture out so that way it's kind of straighter or more straight. So that looks a ton better. And so we're gonna go back into light, do some contrast. I like to add shadows just because I don't know, I like the way it looks. Over the years, I've did a video on this before, guys, and it's definitely changed from like how I used to edit. So I think it's cool that like as you take pictures and as you try new things, you adopt new techniques and new, you know, ways of doing things. So before I like to do like a lot of colors and a lot of bright areas. Now I'm into more of like the moody tones and darker images. So then you have your blacks here that you can kind of adjust as well. Then when you get into color, this is where you can adjust the temperature if you want it to be really warm, or you can make it a lot cooler. Me, I kind of just like to stick a little bit more towards the middle. I don't really like to go too yellow or too blue. Saturation, I do like to bump up the saturation just to make the DRL, the yellow DRLs kind of pop a little bit. I think that's a nice little touch. I do like the white with the yellow and black. A little bit of vibrance as well. And maybe we'll go down a little bit, make it cooler. Going to effects next. Now this is optional. You don't really have to do this. The dehaze here, like say you have something in the background and you don't really want it in focus, you can kind of dehaze or kind of just wash it out. But because we have clouds in the back, I kind of want to bring that out. So I'm gonna go a little bit on the heavier side, and then clarity, same thing. You can, the more you go, the more it gets defined. I like to add a little bit of noise reduction and a little bit of color reduction, not too much. I'm happy with how it looks now. Like, I can post this and I'll be happy with it, and everything looks the way I want it, and you could stop here. But what I like to do is go into presets. You can have color preset, the color of the photo. So you have like this matte washed out color. Vivid is what I used to use. And you can even go in and add like high contrast and stuff like that. But I like to go to the premium ones and the portrait medium skin. These ones are actually really nice and actually look kind of natural. So they don't really mess too much with like anything you've did, but it does add kind of like it almost like a vignette, but like, I don't know, like a shaded, I don't know, it just gives the inside of the photo a little bit more brightness while adding a darker area around it. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Maybe I want to keep it a little bit brighter, but there's many to choose from. And I think, let's see, I think we're just gonna leave it. None of these other ones are really grabbing my attention, but there's so many in here, guys, so like you don't have to pick those. You could do like cinematic. There's like ones that automatically pop up that get recommended. Obviously I have my Wi-Fi off right now, but just for the sake of this video, you could pick any of these and just plug them into your photos and just make a preset or whatever. But I'm happy with this. I like how, you know, the sky is open. There's no obstruction. There's nothing in the back that's distracting the eye. I could even go as far into as taking this sign out here, but I'm just gonna leave that for now. I do like the way this looks. So now I could show you guys the before. So if you hold down, press and hold on the actual photo, you'll go back to how it was. So here's a before. See, we had the light in the back. We had the cones on the floor. We had whatever that was on the floor there. And we went from this kind of like washed picture, which is like all one color, to this right here. So yeah, just want to show you guys how I edit my photos. Like I said, this is Lightroom. You can download it on the App Store. You can even, I think, download it on the computer as well. I know a lot of people use like Photoshop and all that stuff, but Lightroom's pretty easy. It's easily accessible on your phone. Like I said, this isn't a professional type of video, but this is how I edit my photos, and hopefully some of this will help you and have answered a lot of your questions. Working on getting a camera, working on getting a laptop, so just got to be patient. And you know, as long as there's content coming, I don't really care how it gets out there, as long as I can get it out to you guys. And if you guys made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. Thank you for you guys' support. That's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.